This edition of the FAXTORY Podcast Show is brought to you in part by Motion Pictures. Remember, the FAXTORY Podcast Show is rated a special AE for any and everyone. View discretion is advised. Just kidding. I don't know how many times I got to reiterate that. Yo, what's good? What's poppin', everybody? We back again with the FAXTORY Podcast Show. This is an anniversary episode. You feel me? This is episode 20. Man, I got to give glory to God, bro. I got to give so much glory to God, bro. This is the 20th episode of the FAXTORY Podcast Show. Now, I will say the 1 year anniversary of the first episode, the pilot episode 1, was a year ago, 2 days ago. It was January 21st. Yeah, just to clarify, it was January 21st, 2024. God is so faithful because in this year span, running a solo podcast is not the easiest thing to do by yourself, but I've seen so much success from it. I've seen so many amazing pastures from it. And God is just the greatest. And just for me to be able to come to you folks for 20 episodes to still keep it running, because again, many people they podcast, they be fizzling out. You feel me? After a few episodes, they realize it's not easy. They can't really handle people not listening to them all the time. They're not able to plan around it. They realize it's not easy. So for me to still do this, understand that it's a calling, I'm so grateful to everybody that supports me for it. And I can't ask for a better audience right now, because you feel me, we not doing nothing right now. We still haven't even eclipsed 1,000 subs, bro. And we still getting reach all over social media. So when this actually does get big, I'm gonna reflect on these times and really understand, like, yo, like, God was always doing something and we never gave up and we kept going. So it's 20 episodes. I appreciate everybody, and make sure that y'all continue to like, subscribe, comment if you need to, engage on Instagram. The FAXTORY appreciate you. Hella. We got a lot to cover today, though, and it's so funny because I usually start with what's been trending the most, but everything I'm finna say are things that have been just like, they all deserve to be number one according to engagement. But we got to start NBA Finals, bro. We got to start NBA Finals. Congratulations to OKC. You feel me? The 2024-2025 NBA champions. Obviously, as expected, I'm not about to be talking about them like that. I got to talk about the other side of it, bro. Tyrese Halliburton believed to have torn his ACL in the opening minutes of the Game 7, and what hurts me the most about that, for those that are following, this man, bro, was about to put on a classic, bro. Like, I genuinely believe Tyrese Halliburton was about to just end off this historical playoff run by having his game. Like, because you feel me, the games where he hit all them game winners against Giannis, the Bucks, against the Cavs, against the Knicks, even earlier in this series, those were great plays, sensational plays, but Tyrese hasn't just had like that game, that legacy game. There is no doubt in my mind that what we saw at the beginning of that game had to have been that. I believe that was going to be his legacy game, and it's just so heartbreaking because, boy, he was giving them boys hell. First couple plays, you talking about going hitting 3 of them Johns. He already had 9 in the first couple minutes, bro. It was about to be one of them days, and it's just, in my opinion, it's going to be one of the greatest what ifs that I've ever seen, bro. Because for them to be the underdog in every single series and then take that same team to 7 games, and then for him to start off that hot, it reminds me of KD a few years ago. Literally the exact same scenario, bro. KD had the calf strain. They fumbled the game after. Then KD said, you know, I got to come back. As long as I'm able to walk, I'm going to be on that floor. That was KD's mindset. Then KD came out hot, just like Hallie did the other night. He came out hot. Literally was busting threes. Then on a regular play, we seen the calf. We seen the reflection. We seen the rip. We seen the tear. And it's the same thing that happened to Tyrese. And it's like, I genuinely feel like they were going to win that game. Genuinely. Like, and I didn't even realize that I was low-key rooting for them until after he got hurt. And I still wanted them to put on some type of run. You feel me? So it's just one of the saddest things ever, bro. You know, prayers up to Tyrese, bro. The thing that's going to be hard, not just for Tyrese, but just the organization, period. The Indiana Pacers now are in a position where they have some impossible decisions to make, bro. Because now, you know, Tyrese is not going to be there all of next year, right? But the thing is, y'all went to literally the final game of the season. If you're an NBA team, you make it to a Game 7 in the NBA Finals, that means you're basically there, because everybody knows that Game 7 is a coin flip, bro. Just like how OKC won that ring, you could argue Indiana deserves to win it the same way, you feel me? So you were right there. That means you really don't have a lot of changes to make to your roster. Y'all were already there, but your main player's not going to be there. So what do? Do you trade players so that you can bring in a star in Tyrese's absence? Or do you, like, you don't know what you could do? Because I tell you what, though, TJ McConnell, bro, like, yo, I can't even begin to praise this guy enough on everything he did, bro. Game 5, Game 6, and Game 7. Every time he came in the game, it was a spark. And he literally gave them the energy that they needed. Now, I am going to get on Coach Rick Carlos' ass. I ain't going to lie. Got to get on his ass. This man is coming off the bench, putting up numbers. I'm talking about cooking OKC. Literally calling to the bench. Y'all need a timeout. Put Alex Caruso back in the game because I'm killing y'all boys. And the fourth quarter starts and TJ is not in the game. Yo, you can't be serious right now, bro. You want to talk about giving him a rest? Yo, he can rest tomorrow. Like, this is Game 7 of the NBA Finals. This is the Super Bowl. This is literally the Super Bowl of basketball. In the Super Bowl, every starter plays every single minute, bro. Like, you can ask these people, bro. You're not wanting to not be in that game, and your star point guard is not in it. You got this man on the bench. You giving these guys time to game plan around TJ McConnell, and you see he only put a one shot attempt in the fourth quarter. It was already wraps. He was the only thing that was saving them all Game 7. You didn't have him in the game. See, that's that. It be things like that be getting coaches fired, bro. He came and gave you the spark, and now teams are going to put up offers for TJ McConnell, bro. He showed sensational clarity that he could be a contributing factor, kind of like Alex Caruso is, and I'm going to get to him in a second, on a championship contender. You don't think teams are about to start reaching out to TJ McConnell's manager? Like, yo, like, we seen what you was doing while Tyrese was out. Like, we got to go get this man. And because now you got to pay him. I ain't going to lie. You got to pay him, bro. You got to pay him. The guy scored, I believe, 12 straight points. I don't think anybody else on the Indiana Pacers scored from 9 minutes left in the third to 9 minutes left in the fourth. And I'm like, this is the guy that you're about to not pay. Oh, you got to pay him. You got to pay him big bucks, bro. Because if he can come in and do that unexpectedly, and I get it was no scouting report, but if he can come in and do that, you can rely on him to give you 12, 13 a game. I believe wholeheartedly. And I guarantee you, and I'm not even trying to be messy, TJ McConnell probably thinks that he's low key not that far off from Tyrese Halliburton in skill, bro. He probably believes that everything that Tyrese is doing, he could probably do the same thing. Like, for the most part, you got to pay him or you're going to lose him. They're not going to know what they want to do. The Pacers are in an absolute shitstorm right now. They don't know what they're going to want to do. Do you decide to just, kind of forfeit next season? Hope everybody develops, because trading these key people might not be the best option for you. You feel me? Forfeit the whole next year and then wait for Tyrese to get back. Make sure everybody gets better. Maybe add one piece if you can with your cap room. Or are you going to decide to just blow the whole thing up? I would hate to be in the Pacers organization right now, bro. Also, while we're on that subject, the East is going to be so abysmal next year. It's low-key not even funny. Like, the only teams that, from what we see, our outlook right now, that have a chance to do anything are the Knicks and Cavs. Knicks and Cavs, if y'all are listening to me, bro, next year is y'all's only chance to pull this out, bro. Because I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Giannis might not get traded, but I don't think that they're good enough. I always mention how Trae Young is the 1 point guard. If he moves to any other team in the East, they're more of a threat. He's not going anywhere, bro. All these stars in the East are now injured, now including Tyrese, bro. The lane is so wide open. The sea is so much parting. If y'all don't take y'all asses to the finals next year, bro, like, it might just be time to blow it up and rebuild. I ain't gonna lie to you. If there was any time where y'all need to take y'all asses to the finals, it's next year, bro. The East is so abysmal. It's the JV league, bro. There are no stars. They're all hurt. You think it's abysmal? If you don't think it's gonna be abysmal, wait till the All-Star game comes around and you see who the East got to put on their fucking team, bro. The star power is so minimal in the East. If you're the Knicks and the Cavs and you're not trying to take advantage of this offseason to handle anything that you need to do so that you can get to the finals amid all these injuries, because the Celtics cooked. Indiana is for sure cooked. Milwaukee cooked. You don't really know what you're going to get out of Orlando, but I don't think they're there yet. I don't think the Pistons are there yet. You don't got too many, bro. It's not too much comp over there, bro. I'm telling you, bro, because over there in the Wild Wild West, you got OKC. They're the champions, and they're going to be better next year because now they got the confidence of a championship team. You got the Dallas Mavericks, who are now about to get Cooper Flag. They're going to be so crazy. KD just pulled up to Houston. They were already a 2 seed. Denver's still dangerous. You can't ever count out the Warriors. Luka and LeBron are still going to be dangerous. Like, it's too much to worry about in the West. You don't got nothing to worry about in the East, bro. Like, if y'all are not getting to the finals next year, blow it up. Now, also, I just need to get a little bit of credit to Alex Caruso, you feel me? Alex Caruso, in my opinion, has always been one of the scariest players for me to go against, like me rooting for a team. I kid you not. Every time Alex Caruso touches the ball, I think a good play is about to be made. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. No glaze. I promise you, every single time Alex Caruso touched the ball, I remember when I was rooting for the Rockets in the bubble, Every time Alex Caruso got the ball, I'm like, bro, a play is about to be made, bro. Alex Caruso's plus minus is crazy. Like every time, the fact that he's been able to be a contributing factor to multiple championship teams, dangerous teams, that's a Hall of Famer, bro. Not gonna lie to you, he don't fit the description. Valuable minutes, valuable role player, probably one of the most valuable role players of this generation, low key, if you really think about it, bro. I just had to give him a little bit of credit because I hate playing against him, bro. Like every time he's on the opposing team, I'm just like, bro, can this man not be in the game? The man be locking down. The man hits wide open jumpers. The man plays hard. The man boxes out. The man doesn't be in. He's never in foul trouble. He plays the game the right way. He's a true professional basketball player. I feel like he's not getting enough credit for this OKC championship team. Obviously, people in OKC will give him the credit, but he's just a terroristic play. I playing against him is just a terrorizing feeling, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, I'm not gonna speak much on OKC again. It's not really much to say. They were the best team. The best team won. As far as SGA, maybe it is something I need to say. I can't lie. I need to issue a public apology to SGA. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's about time now I own up to it. I said when Shea was at Kentucky, right, and he mentioned that he was declaring for the draft, I literally went on a whole tirade. Why is Shea going to the draft? Shea is not good enough. Like, what? He's only declaring for the league because his teammates did and he doesn't want to feel like he got left out. I thought Shea was never going to be good. That's why when I was rooting for OKC back in the day, and I'm going to get to that in a second, Paul George got traded, went to the Clippers, and then OKC got Shea. I was like, yeah, bro, I don't need Shea. Shea garbage. I was so wrong. It's not even funny. And yo, last night I was doing a little bit of research, like journalistic research. I'm looking at the potential numbers of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's contract for next season. Literally in a hard sweat, about to throw up. This man is gonna be in upwards of $70 million in one single season, bro. And this well deserved. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're the Finals MVP, regular season MVP, scoring title. The uncomfortable conversation needs to be had, and that uncomfortable money needs to be paid to him. I ain't gonna lie. I apologize. We are all wrong at some time. We're all wrong at times, and I can admit whenever I'm wrong. Now, lastly, and this is what's pissing me off, bro. As I'm watching OKC celebrate that championship, I almost started to get emotional, not gonna lie. Because, bro, as somebody, and y'all know I'm a Westbrook fan and follower, that 17-18 team, you couldn't tell me that celebration was not supposed to be for them. I'm watching them celebrate J-Dub, Lou Dort, Isaiah, Chet, and Shea, and I'm like, bro, this was supposed to be for my OG team, bro. I was such a fan of that team, and for years, bro, you couldn't tell me we was gonna lose, bro, at all. So the fact that we lost it had me, the memories, losing to the Jazz, losing to Dame on that crazy shot. That was supposed to be us. And I just can't believe that they couldn't get it done. And the fact that this young ass team is the one that got it done. I guess it just shows you super teams in the league do not work anymore. But gosh darn it, I'm still going to be upset about it. And I'm still hurt over it. But that Melo, Paul George, Russ team, bro, there was no way I thought we was going to lose to anybody just for us to get smashed by the Jazz. Then when they got rid of Melo, which I still haven't forgiven OKC about, I'm like, okay, maybe we can finally make it up the hump. Oh, nah, Dame has something to say about that. And they just blew it up. And ever since then, now, the last thing I'm going to talk when it comes to NBA, right? I mentioned that I'm a Russ follower, and I'm getting to an age where I got to mature, and, you know, I might got to make some changes to the teams that I root for and really just do what's right. And now I'm doing what's right, because guess what? You feel me? You feel me? Like, bro, we not playing no games, bro. It's the greatest feeling ever, man. When you know your city got a chance, it's a different type of joy. Welcome to Houston, KD, home of the baddest woman. You know you still got to find the love of your life, bro. And even though it might look chaotic, like a weed plant grown in the sewage to the real world, we still thrive, brother. Chaotic in the sense we don't got no zoning laws. That's why you can see a Chipotle right next to a beauty empire, right next to a strip club. Welcome to Houston, where it's hot enough for you to cook chicken on the street on that given hottest day of the year in Houston, which could be in the summer or in November or in February for that matter. You never know, KD. A place where you could experience traffic at 9 p.m. or 4 a.m. It really just depends at times, KD, brother. And yes, even though this is the type of city where if somebody spills their juice on the concrete floor, it could flood that whole street, we still have some of the best media and hospitalized personnel in the United States. It don't even get me started on the food scene, KD. You gonna love it over here, brother. Whether you want to go to the strip club like your man James Harden did when he was here, you should talk to him. He had a ball. I'm not really endorsing it. I'm just saying. Or you're just walking down the street in 3rd Ward and you see a taco truck. The food is top tier wherever you go, brother. You gonna love it here. You're gonna encounter the most kind of crazy, most loving homeless people in the world, KD. Welcome. It's truly gonna be a great time, K. Because the thing about Houston, KD, it's the land of possibility. The sky is really not the limit over here. It's kind of crazy, but it's really not the limit. But guess what? That doesn't matter because you're a Rockets, KD. This is going to be crazy. And to the rest of the teams in the NBA, if you're not OKC or Dallas, you're food. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're not them 2 teams, y'all are food. Not going to lie to you. Because next year, Houston Rockets, oh yeah, we coming. Pause. And get ready to say that a lot next year, KD, because people in Houston do pick up on that and they don't play about that. Welcome to Houston, KD. Now, let me get into a little bit of world news and things of the sort, things that are trending on social media. Who would have thought that I would be talking about B Simone on my podcast, ladies and gentlemen? The reason why I'm discussing B Simone this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, is because she has been recently going public or viral because she went on an interview or a podcast and said that lately her funds have not been good. You know, things are just not going well. Maybe things are going mental. You know, she said her brokenness has gotten so bad that she has to shop at H&M. Hold on, bro. Pump the brakes. I'm not about to let you do that, B. Not gonna lie. I like you. You feel me? You didn't see my content before. You're not doing that. Not today. H&M is such a phenomenon. The fact that you're trying to associate H&M as like a city trends or like the place that you go whenever you don't got no money. Like, are you serious? Stop that. I don't care how rich I get one day or successful I get one day, H&M will always see me, bro. If somebody want to say that I'm broke for shopping at H&M, to hell with them. They can kick rocks. I really do not care. And while we're at it, same thing for the Ross, for the Marshalls, for the TJ Maxx, even for the Nordstrom Rack if I'm feeling lucky. Hell, I used to pop at Forever 21 sometimes before they went bankrupt. I was pretty effed up about that. B Simone, you're not gonna do that to H&M, fool. And it also makes it kind of worse for you because remember when you was talking down on men that work 9 to 5? Now I'm just being a journalist. That's the only reason why I brought it up. By the way, you never want to see somebody go through that, so prayers up to B Simone, but I just can't let you talk down on H&M like that. Actually, fun fact, this camouflage jacket that I'm wearing right now, courtesy has relation to the No Limit Soldiers from the 1990s. Shout out Master P. He just followed me on Instagram, by the way. Very much so had the same type of jacket. This is from H&M, yo. Like, you not gonna do that, B Simone. I ain't gonna lie to you. Prayers up to B Simone. Now, let me speak Love Island for just a little bit. Again, my last episode was about Love Island, bro. I only got one thing to say. I wasn't even gonna speak on it much this episode, but I got one thing to say. This is gonna be a very quick segment. America, I don't understand you. I don't understand you. Y'all are proving how toxic y'all truly are. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. There's a particular woman on the show. Her name is Huda. I watched America for a week straight drag this lady through the mud on social media. Literally express how much they don't like her, how toxic she is, how she needs to leave. Everybody's Instagram, no, Huda needs to leave. Huda needs to leave. I seen all that happen. Just for y'all to turn around and save her from getting eliminated? I don't get y'all. I don't understand how y'all do these things, bro. Then when it happens, y'all all are going on social media talking about there's no way to Huda stay. Y'all did it. She's here because of y'all. Like, I ain't gonna lie. That one really threw me for a loop because I'm like, I don't vote. Love Island's not that deep to me, but y'all did. And at the end of the day, even though people are voting who their favorite Islander is, the fact that she got more votes than other girls says a lot. Either y'all voted to keep Huda on this show to keep it messy, which I guess Love Island producers can appreciate that, or y'all just can't stay consistent. Y'all really don't mean the hate that y'all say y'all got for Huda. But now Jeremiah got sent home. Yeah, everybody was teeing Jeremiah, now he got sent home. And Ace, I'm looking at you just a tad bit funny, but it is what it is. Because you easily could have sent Pepe home while Hannah also got sent home, but I digress. The fact that Huda is still here because of y'all, I don't, that one will always be a doozy to me, but we can move past that, I guess. Oh, wow. Bitch, I didn't see this coming. If you are listening and wondering why I just cut myself off and gave myself a static and now reflash in some new clothes, it's because y'all are witnessing the very first segment of the FAXTORY Fourth Wall Breaks. This is a very random occurring yet reoccurring segment where because the FAXTORY podcast show is filmed once a week, I only have one chance to cover information that happened during the span of the FAXTORY podcast show being filmed. This podcast Fourth Wall Break is an opportunity for me to come back a day after production to cover something that I should have covered the day before. Some something drastic has happened in news, or there's a topic that I happily need to discuss. Yes, this comes with the 20th episode anniversary, and this is something that you will see not every episode, hell, maybe not even every 5 episodes, but it will come back every here and there. If you hear that random static in between me talking during the pod, you know a fourth wall break in the FAXTORY is on the way. Really, under the culture of how podcasts are supposed to work, you film it live and you put it out no matter what. But this segment gives the unorthodox opportunity to go put something back into the live show. I needed to do this fourth wall break to talk about Love Island. Episode 20. It's been the most trending show in the world, not gonna lie to you. These last 2 episodes have been so ridiculous that there's no way I couldn't do a fourth wall break and discuss things that happened that I'm pretty sure all y'all will appreciate. And again, I'm only speaking in the context if you already are familiar with the show, you already know what's going on, because I don't got time to be explaining new things. So if you don't know what's going on, make sure you utilize these timestamps so you can go to the next segment, because we're going to go right back to the original podcast after this. Mind you, these are only a day apart, so it's not like it's really just a big difference. Love Island, bro. Like, what y'all got going on, bro? I'm getting a phone call from one of my homegirls, bawling, crying. They just sent Olandra and Nick home. Like, Olandra was my favorite girl. She calls me back 10 minutes later. Kool-Aid, Love Island is really playing with my emotions right now. I'm not sad anymore, but like, because come to find out, Love Island is out here sending people home, supposedly, then kidnapping people at the end like this is some type of high definition IMAX movie. And I'm just like, what? Love Island, bro. What do y'all got going on, bro? First thing that comes to my mind is, first of all, Love Island producers, y'all are never going to be able to beat these. This is 100% scripted allegations, bro. Y'all sent people home. You abided by the rules strictly up until this point. Then when America's favorites, allegedly, this got to be the case, y'all pull the okie dokie. Don't get it wrong. I'm not mad at it, you feel me? It's just show, you feel me? I just needed to be known. What happened was y'all seen now Landra and Nick was getting sent home. Y'all literally looked at it and said, hell nah. We cannot let this happen by any means necessary. And then y'all decided to freestyle. They said Nick and Alandra gone, same episode. We have to freestyle this shit. Then what instantly comes to my mind is, oh, y'all have been in the rules? Bring back Jeremiah, bro. But at the same time, it's like y'all knew that those 2 connections were very flip-floppy. They already got strong connections in the villa. You're not just gonna be too amped up about trying to recouple. So you knew that that was what comes with doing another unnecessary recoupling another 24 hours later after the first one. All right, Love Island producers, bro, y'all gonna stop playing with everybody. And look, I'm gonna get into the individuals of everything, you feel me? Because last week on the episode, which was pretty much dedicated to all of Love Island, it was pretty much a sub pod, which y'all should still go check out. I did power rankings, and I promised I was gonna do it again. And even though in the regular portion of episode 20 I was talking about Huda and going off, that was from 2 episodes ago. So now I have a whole new information to do a whole nother ranking, and I'm gonna talk about everybody in those rankings because I got a few people to talk about individually. My power rankings are gonna be the top 5 people, but before I do the power ranking, I gotta do the can rankings. Those are the 3 that are at the bottom ranking. Coming in at number 3 and 2 is Jada and Huda, and let me explain to you why. I literally lost brain cells listening to Huda and JD's chat, bro. I'm not kidding. It was so incredibly unproductively impalatable that it was actually hilarious. That chat was so ridiculous. It had massive replay value. And what really blew me for real was the cinematic gaze of the camera switching back and forth, catching their very fervent smiles back at one another, as if they didn't just obviously have the most meaningless conversation ever. Huda first says, so I'm sure you already know I'm a mom. They both laugh. She then says it again. JD said, it really doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter if you have a kid or not. It's more about the relationship. It's like, it's Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Huda says, yeah. Cringy camera switching along with the lovey-dovey background music and the cringy smile. When I like somebody, like I really like somebody, and it's just like, I'm such a lover girl, but it's also like hard to get that out of me, which we all know is a bold-faced lie, as if we weren't there for the first 13 episodes of you being a very quick lover girl. In fact, JD, I like that. I like that. Huda, what about you? Like, are you crazy? JD, I be chilling, but I have like a little crazy side, but it's more adventurous. Like I like being like, you know what I'm saying? If I have a partner, like, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, what are y'all actually saying to each other? Then after that, Huda got the audacity to go to the panel and be like, finally feels good to be in the zone. Shorty, what zone are y'all in? What are y'all actually saying to each other? What? Hey, but to each his own though. That's why they're 3 and 2. But number 1 is Amaya. Hands down, unpopular opinion, I do not care for Amaya. I'm gonna keep it a band, y'all. When it comes to Amaya, bro, where do I even start? The girl got 30 lives in this villa, bro. First you came, Ace rashly chose you, instantly regretted it, even though he kind of had a part to to play. You were being crazy though. Then during that single time, you fed into a lot of Hooda's delusion, which is something I certainly did not forget about. You were saved multiple times. Then Austin picked you up. He then quickly regretted it. Then none of the new boys picked you at the start of Casa Amor. Then Ari Maddox, the beautiful Ari Maddox, informed you have 24 hours to find a new person. Let me just digress for just 1 second. Love Island, that is crazy. You are not about to sit here and make me beg with each person if they did not purposely pick me in the first place and try to force a connection with them so that I could stay. That's literally like spare change on the street. I digress. He chooses Zach K. Turns the easy on, which I don't have a problem with. You know that Alandra's not being easy with this guy. So you know all you had to do is be easy. And this is true because during that second conversation you had with him, within 2 exchanges, y'all was already making out and you initiated. That was the end of the conversation, which again is not my biggest problem. My biggest problem, your ass crying like a baby when you got what you wanted. Y'all know ever since that whole, oh, we don't want to do that. I know y'all remember that scene, bro. I hate seeing this girl cry, bro. But it's like, that one was warranted a little bit. This one made out with the man twice. So then when it's time to recup, he picks you. Huda had to announce the text that you and Zach K are now a couple. And before she even gets the text out, you crying and saying, no, stop. Girl, you were actively trying to get that to happen. You were just making out with this man 3 hours ago. And now you up there in front of everybody crying the Pacific Ocean when he does what you wanted? Huh? And to add more insult to injury, you got Zach up there having to explain himself and trying to make himself not come off as the enemy because you over here next to him crying. Like, girl, stop. She done had so many chances in this villa and everything she's done has been associated with some type of negativity, bro. But at the end of the day, I'm not a hater. Everybody deserves love, I guess. And now she has a chance. But oh my God, I'm so annoyed by this girl, bro. Now, before I end off this Factory fourth wall break, because these are actually not supposed to be long. These are all supposed to be short. I need to do my top 5 power rankings now. Honorable mentions, new bombshell Jay. Personality so cool, she had both Nick and Austin in the chokehold. Literally had the both of them sprung. Taking the page out of Shelly's book. Number 5 is Chris, aka Mr. Women. Everybody had a piece of him. You get number 5, brother. Number 4 and number 3, in no particular order, I'm splitting Coco and Andrina. Those 2 bombshells. Yo, like, them 2 girls are truly giving Shelly and Orlando a run for their money for the baddest girls in that villa. And a lot of folks was DMing me because they seen the post that I was making about Andrina, bro. They know how I feel about her. So when Coco came to the mix, folks was DMing me. Kool-Aid, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's some competition in there. Yes, this ranking was strictly a thirst decision. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's innocent. They're just such beautiful women. Low-key unbelievable. And 2 and 1 of my power rankings for Love Island, Olandra and Nick. Or as y'all are now saying, Nicolandra. First of all, to Olandra, how P she was being when she was getting booted from Casa. That was a level of P. If you watch me, you know I'ma praise that. Not a single tear, not a single eyebrow drop. She literally telling like, yo, y'all don't see me crying, yo. It is okay. That's some P shit. And 1 and 2 goes to them 2 because clearly y'all are the most important people in the villa. The show had to pull the most cheesiest okie doke for y'all 2. Clearly y'all mean too much to the show. Points off for Olandra for the bad acting. I don't know where they go from here, but Love Island, please stop pissing me off with all this cheese, bro. Because you did not bring back Jeremiah. Now let's get back to the procedural podcast. Of course, as expected, I'm gonna get into Trump in a second, and we're gonna talk about this whole World War III rumors and all that fugazi stuff in a second. But I gotta cover one specific topic, this music topic, because I've noticed my musical topics and my musical takes go viral a lot. So I definitely need to be including that more, because me being a multimedia journalist, I also want to, like, music is definitely one of those like categories where I need to cover a lot. So I seen this one video on social media where this, people call him YN. He was very comfortably saying, look, Michael Jackson's good, but he ain't Chris Brown. Chris Brown is way more talented than Mike Jack. See, I hate when people in my generation say this, because now it forces other people to look at my generation and think that we don't know anything. Here's the deal. I feel like the whole Michael Jackson versus Chris Brown argument is like LeBron and Jordan, but still not even relatable, bro. Y'all don't understand. Mike Jack, if you're not aware, we all know this. This is a guy that used to pop up on stage, stand there for 4 minutes, no music, no sound, just crowd cheering. Whole time he's only doing that because there's technical difficulties in the sound room and they're trying to fix it. Mike Jack says, nah, it's cool. While y'all are fixing it, I'm just gonna stand there while people just, pass out from looking at me. Like, he knows his polarizing attitude, bro. He knows the polarizing factor that he has, bro. Not gonna lie, Chris Brown is talented. I ain't never seen Chris Brown do that, though. I'm not saying people don't pass out for Chris Brown, because there's definitely more to that. But my thing is, bro, Mike Jack was the most famous individual on this planet, low-key, maybe since Jesus Christ. Like that's a different level of like fame. He was so famous, I would never want to be that type of famous. And I guarantee you no human would want to be that type of famous, bro. No, sir, bro. No, sir. You want to talk about absolute swag? I feel like Michael Jackson was the first swaggy performer ever, bro. And the people might say the James Browns and the Elvis Presleys, but yo, Michael Jackson was better than them, bro. Michael Jackson had a touch of all of those people, even people that we see now. Because, bro, Michael Jackson wasn't a bad singer, bro. At all. If you want to say Chris Brown sings better than Mike Jack, this is a conversation about more than singing, bro. And I get it. Chris Brown can do all those Karate Kid ass flips and whatnot, but he ain't Michael Jackson, bro. I'm sorry. It's the reason why Chris Brown idolized Michael Jackson, bro. I know y'all remember all them tributes at the BET Awards, even the ones where he hilariously cried. This is often why many people also say Kobe was never better than Michael Jordan because Kobe wanted to be like Jordan. He was a clone of him. Chris Brown at times wanted to be a clone of Michael Jackson. Of course, Chris Brown has his own sound and all of that in between, but he ain't him, bro. And I don't even think Chris Brown would agree with y'all saying that he's better than Michael Jackson. That conversation really does need to be deaded. And people don't understand how deep it really gets when it comes to Michael Jackson, bro. There are millions, and when I say millions, I mean millions of Michael Jackson impersonators on this planet, whether they really do it for a living or whether it's just for Halloween or something, or just for content. Chris Brown don't got that, bro, and that's okay. Chris Brown is still one of my GOATs for sure, but he ain't Mike Jack. The man was able to lock in millions, probably billions of fans with no internet, no streaming. How you get that many diamond records with no streaming? Mike Jack, ladies and gentlemen. And people in my generation got to stop saying these things. Remember when I spoke to y'all about people from not that generation speaking on that generation? It don't make us sound smart, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stop doing that. But I understand and I respect everybody in the podcast game all around the world. But Mike Jack is one of one. Now, let's get to everybody's favorite friend, Donald Trump, bro. The bombing of Iran, clearly it was the most talked about thing really the past week. Now, my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, look, okay, I get it. Trust me, I do get it. But like, we got to chill with the misspreading of information. No war has been declared. Now, of course, is there a possibility? Of course. But nothing has been declared yet. So we can relax for now. But I want to talk about people that are in the military, bro. Like people that go off for basic training and things like that. The one thing I've heard from partners and just on social media in general, oh, I don't want to go to the military anymore because I think we're about to go to war. Gang, I'm sorry if you're not aware of this, but that's kind of the whole point of going to the military in the first place. It's literally why you sign up to go represent and fight for your country. And I get it. People sign up for the benefits and things like that. And I might add, the benefits are very amazing. You know, you got the free school. You got the veterans discount. The money that comes with it. Hell, you get the car that you always wanted. You get the Hellcat. You get the SRT. But they give you all of that so that, you know, just in case something goes down, you know they're going to want you to step in. They're going to want you to jump in. Motherfuckers want the benefits, but they don't want what really comes with it. And I'm going to keep saying it like a broken record. Those benefits are crazy, bro. And they gon' give it to you. But just know, be ye ready if something happens, because that's what we're expecting you to have. We're expecting you to be ready just in case this does happen. Because I literally remember, you know how these military like recruiters, whether it's the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, all that, they come to these different colleges and high schools trying to recruit people. You feel me? I remember asking three of them, three different situations: Air Force, Navy, Army. I was like, okay, so I get all these benefits, right? I was just talking to him as if I was interested in joining. I was like, so we get all these benefits, right? And they was like, of course, yeah, it's one of the best lives that you could live. And I was like, okay, but let's say hypothetically speaking, right? It's wartime, and it's now we're in the nitty gritty. Y'all are gonna expect us to be ready for. Y'all are gonna expect us to be ready to now, like, you know, fight, get out there in the field. And they said, well, technically, yeah, but through the training and everything you go through and the culture, you pretty much adapt to that mindset and are gonna be ready. No, stop that, bro. I need to understand that folks are just doing this just for the benefits and just for the good things. And I ain't gonna lie, to each his own. I always say I respect people that do any type of military work, Army, Air Force, Navy. If I'm missing anything, I apologize. I respect it because I would never do it. So to all my veterans, I love and truly do respect y'all, bro. But if war is your determining factor on whether you want to do anything military based, that's pretty backwards, pretty ass backwards if you ask me. But to each his own. God bless America. And this is one story that I gotta tell y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you because my RA stories, No sponsorship from CarMax. But my RA stories have been going crazy. And many people be in my DMs asking me to keep telling more stories. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do got a lot of stories, but like I done told a few of them. So it ain't too many more to give. But I decided I'm gonna tell one today. Yes, sir. We're back with the Fax.Koolaid RA trauma stories. The HBCU RA trauma stories, we're back with them. I figured now is the time that I told y'all probably about the scariest, not scariest, but the worst thing I probably have did as an RA. I accidentally flooded one of my residents' rooms. Like I didn't flood it, but like, just hear the story. Spring semester 2023, it was the first day of the year. Apartment complex at the school I graduated from, TSU, it's called Tier Wester Oaks. Tier Wester Oaks is an apartment complex for upperclassmen. Because it's an apartment style dormitory, you gotta have water heaters in the apartment. We all know how important and also dangerous those are. Keep that in mind. It's going to be very important later. So the night before, all the RAs had to do checks on every single apartment to make sure that all the utilities is cool, including the water heaters. My boss, I always mention him a lot, shout out Boss Man Brown. He knew that I had to go to a Rockets game that night. So he told me, yo, make sure you check all the rooms, make sure everything is right, no leaks, make sure all the appliances are working, no broken doors, no deaded lights, no leaks. No leaks. That no leaks part should have really rang in my mind a million times, not gonna lie to you. So I said, man, I'll make sure I get it done. So I'm going through all the rooms. It's like, bro, it's like 20 rooms, bro. The time is running the game from the start. I'm trying to watch Kawhi Leonard drop 30 on these boys. I do all the rooms very diligently, and it's like, bro, there's gonna be no problems with the room. Ain't nobody been there all break. So by the time I got to the last room on the hall, kind of glanced through everything. I take a step toward the water heater that's in like the living room area, and I see like just a teeny wet spot, bro, like right below it. I see a drip of water hanging out of the water heater. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be nothing. It's just gonna be a small like leak. It's probably gonna leak for a few seconds, and it's gonna be that. Worst mistake of my life. I even told myself after the game, I'm gonna check back in on that room. I go to the game. Kawhi Leonard drops an easy 30 points on them sorry Rocket boys. I get back home. I'm tired as hell. I forget to check on that room. I go straight to sleep. Not gonna lie to you. At 4 a.m., I wake up to the loudest siren I've ever heard in my life. Now that's a fire alarm. I get up, I don't smell no fire. I don't see no smoke. But what I do see when I walk out my room is on the carpet. You know how when you step on a wet carpet, you could feel how damp it is. Like you could feel it with each step that something is wet type. And that's outside of my door. So I'm following the wetness of the carpet. And as I'm walking down, the wetness is getting a little bit like thicker. Like, the more steps I take, the more water that's being like pushed out from the ground, like with each step. And it's in the direction of that same room that had that small drippy leak. I get closer and closer to the room. It goes from just a wet carpet to now you see like a little pool of water. Yo, I go to the room. I open the door to find the Pacific Ocean in this apartment. That water heater busted. And water is spraying and splashing everywhere. The room was so flooded. The whole floor is underwater. I kid you not. The river in there was so much water in that room. You could have put crawfish and crabs in that apartment and they would have lived for weeks. It was so much water in that room. So now I'm trying to go up to the water heater to defuse the situation. I don't know how to work it. Now, usually I'm very good when it comes to high pressure situations, but I did not know what to do. All I did know was that Boss Man Brown could not know about what's going on. Like, okay, let me try to stop the leak and then maybe go get some towels. Even though the whole hallway has water in it and it's starting to just fill up even more as each second goes by, I can do this. I couldn't do it, not gonna lie to you. It was a failure. Every TSU PD officer came through. They're just asking me, where's your building manager? And I'm just like, he might be on the way. Whole time he has no clue what's going on because I don't want to tell him. As I'm trying to also fix the situation, getting ready to get fired, I get a call. Kool-Aid, why is every TSU PD officer at Tier Wester right now? Why is every alarm in the building going off? There's been just a small incident. We're currently getting it resolved, but it was an incident, not gonna lie to you. It took all day to clean up the water from everywhere. No, I did not get fired because of course I had to lie my way out of it. And Boss Man Brown is probably gonna see this. Yes, I did lie. Told him that everything was perfect the night before. I literally barely checked it at all. I easily could have stopped that room from flooding. Now, before I end off this episode, it's one specific topic that I was asked to talk about. And the next episode, I might bring back the Q&A so that I can have more of these moments. It's an influencer that's kind of in my community. His name is Jay Really. There's a viral video going around of him being on stream and a girl put her hands on him. She was being rude to him. And if you go on TikTok and search up JAYREALLY, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. She hit him, threw her drink on him, and now everybody's blasting her on social media for it, rightfully so. Not gonna lie to you, because ladies, bro, y'all gotta be telling y'all's daughters, please be teaching y'all's daughters to not put their hands on these dudes, bro. Like, yeah, it's not right, but you really got to be telling these girls out here that it's very wild to put your hands on a man and not be ready for any and everything that comes after that. Not gonna lie to you. I already told you about the time I was in middle school and I got spat on by a girl, and then 30 seconds later she was on the floor. Now, I'm not saying I was the one that put her on the floor, but 30 seconds later she was on the floor. She was definitely remorseful on the floor within 30 seconds. Y'all gotta stop putting your hands on these men, bro. Also, she made a video explaining her side of the story because it went crazily viral. I'm talking about 1 million views, a couple million views. She made a video trying to explain herself, and this is the point of what I'm trying to say. Y'all not gonna like this, ladies. Accountability. It's a word that's been trending negatively toward women. Now, I'm not one of them dudes that thinks that all women don't take accountability. I don't even probably think that most women don't take accountability. But there's a great number of women that don't know how to take accountability at all. And this is not women exclusive. Some men also have this problem, but that's not the conversation nor the point I'm making on this beautiful day. If you're a woman and you genuinely know how to take accountability, I love you so much. We love you so much because it's kind of getting rare to find nowadays, bro. Accountability feels like a negative attack on yourself when you can't really realize that you did something that hurt somebody or made somebody feel negative. It feels like an attack when you can't accept that you were in the wrong. Instead, you got people that will deflect, gaslight, blame shift, just dodge accountability in the slightest. And those people are so annoying. Like, we all know people that are like this. Not gonna lie to you, bro. Put a woman, and this is gonna be so funny. You wanna see, you need to be able to spot out in a woman how she handles accountability, for real. Because nowadays, it is a struggle for some women. Not all women, but some. And there are many ways to figure this out. Biggest case in point, ask her about her past relationships, brother. Ask her why it ended. You'll be shocked how many women will sit there, look you in your eyes, and tell you it was 100% on him. 100% try to sell out that notion that she didn't do anything wrong. She was always in the right. She was always perfect. I look at them type of girls and sirens goes off in my head because no relationship is perfect. Nobody's ever going to be right 100% of the time. But for you to make it seem like all your relationships, that the common denominator was that you was always the perfect one, I don't know, brother. Somebody lying or dodging accountability. When it comes to dodging accountability and avoiding it, it'll be girls that can't even understand basic logic. You tell them that they did something wrong or that they're not in the right, and all of a sudden that same girl that struggles with simple logic on a day-to-day basis turns into a prolific accountability weaving super robot. Literally the type of girl that is so in the wrong. We all know somebody like that. The type of girl, you point out something that they very much so clearly did, and that same girl that can't efficiently and consistently understand the differences between there, and there, all of a sudden turns into the most polarizing keynote speaker that graduated from Yale, trying to defend something that she was clearly in the wrong about. I'm telling you, these girls that have no accountability will drive you insane, fellas. That's why you got to know early on, bro. I remember I was dealing with this girl when I was in college, right? This girl was in the words of my homeboy Womp Toon, bro, a quantum accountability weaving supercomputer. Shout out my boy for putting me on that phrase. She'll do this by deflecting, shift blaming, and gaslighting. Them three specifically. It was one time where I did something that really wasn't right. I didn't respond to it for a day. When she checked me on that, I literally took accountability. I said, you know what? You're 100% right. That's not fair to you. I'm gonna fix that for real. Now, every single time after that, she did something wrong, literally point blank period in the wrong. Instead of taking accountability, she'll be like, oh, but you cannot text me back for a whole day that one time, but then get on me for all these things. Gang, me doing what I did that one time does not invalidate my claim to you that you keep doing things that are not right, bro. But instead of taking accountability, you want to deflect and shift blame and gaslight me. You got to learn to stay away from these type of girls, fellas. Real talk. These type of girls will drive you insane. If there is nothing that you remember from this pod, ladies, I'm telling you, nothing drives a man crazier than not taking accountability, bro. And there's going to be somebody that's going to watch this and get ready to get in my comment section and say, oh, well, men also... You're proving my point. I never said men also don't have accountability issues at times, bro. But this specific conversation is not about that, bro. So you trying to also deflect and not hone in everything that is specific to this conversation, which is girls and accountability issues, is a reflection of my point. Ladies, I love you. God loves you too. But you want to know something that me and God both love, and therefore every other man in the world? accountability. While we're at it, let's all take accountability to continue to support the Factory for everything that we do. All the cameramen that we have, all the people that help me on social media, all the social media managers. And if it's not clear, I am rounding up this episode. But make sure that we take accountability and responsibility to also support the Factory and, you know, continue to spread, you know what I'm saying, the post on the story and everything like that, bro, because I really appreciate it, bro. I hope everybody has a blessed day. We're going to come back way more frequently. I'm telling you, I'm trying to make this so consistent because we got to be a household name in the future because this is only the beginning. I appreciate everybody for 20 episodes. I can't wait to reach 40, 60, 80, 100, 200, 400, 500 because we going to get there, bro. Fax.Koolaid, I don't make the rules.
Imagine seeing